Hey, it's me, Leanne, and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. As you can see, I am on my mat today. So I was inspired by a few of my private yoga clients to, they asked me if I could kind of do this flow for them. So what I'm going to do is going to be a two-parter. I'm going to show you some of the poses that I'm going to go through in the next part, which is going to be an actual flow. It will be about 9 minutes. And so I hope you enjoy it. So first, this is, like I said, this is just gentle seated pose. Just cross your legs however you're comfortable. Some people can really get into this pose, do the fire log. I can't really go there, so I'm just going to sit like this right now. And then the second pose, and let me back up. While we're in this pose, I'm going to walk you through some breathing. So I'm going to ask you to sit up straight and breathe in from the bottom all the way up to the top. Fill your lungs to the absolute tippity top. Hold it for a second, and then I'm going to have you blow it all the way out, all the way out. And breathing actually helps to calm the mind. It actually helps to slow your heart rate. Even just doing that is just a great exercise. Stop it. A great exercise. So, sorry, I got the dogs in here with me today. The second pose is just like a gentle twist, so seated twist. So I'm going to have you sit up straight, and you're going to put, let's say, your left hand behind your back, right at the base of where your sacrum is, and you're going to take your right hand and you're going to put it on top of your left knee, and you're going to gently twist yourself. You're going to push into this hand, and you're going to twist, and you're going to look over your shoulder. And that's just a nice little twist. And then we're going to do it on the other side, hands here, and we're going to twist and look over your shoulder. And the reason, looking over your shoulder is actually great, because a lot of times as we get older, or if we don't have a lot of movement in our neck, people get a stiff neck, they don't have a great range of motion, they can't look over their shoulder to see if a car is coming. So, so that's that. The third one is going to be extended child's pose, which I've showed you before. For me, I like touching my toes, knees a little bit apart, the tops of my feet are flat. I'm just going to sit back on my heels. And then you just kind of extend your body out as far as you can. If you can only get to here, that's great. If you can get a little further and get your head down, that's nice too. So that's a really great stretch. It sits from your sacrum to the top of your neck. And then we're going to go side child. Now, some people don't have a lot of flexibility here. I happen to. You can just move your hands over a little tiny bit, and that's side child, and lean into that. You're going to feel a stretch under here. If you're a little bit more flexible, you can go way over here and do that, but the goal here is to just basically do what is comfortable for your body, okay? The third one is cat-cow, and I'm going to go this way so I can kind of show you. Wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips, tabletop position, and for cat, you're going to roll your back up, put your head down, you're going to tuck your tailbone, and you're going to push up through those hands and get a really nice stretch up through the middle of your back. And then cow, you bring your belly button down to the floor, your hips or your butt up towards the ceiling, your chest comes up and your head comes up. So that's cat and then cow. Really great spinal stretch. And I think I may have showed you this one before. This one's thread the needle. This is great stretch for your mid-back. Hands and knees again, rolling one arm under the other and gently coming down onto your shoulder. You can sit your hips back if you need to, so tabletop, rolling one hand under, pushing your hips back, and just dropping your head. And like I said, that's a really great stretch for your mid-back and also for your hip. So we have that, and then from there, I'm going to have you push yourself into downward facing dog. So this basically, you're going to be at tabletop. You're going to roll your toes under, and you're going to push your hips up and push into your hands and bring your chest, melt your chest to your thighs, and gently drop your head, okay? And then from there, and you can, if your heels don't hit the floor, it's okay. It's not a big deal. And from there, I'm going to have you go into plank pose. So this is plank. You want your hips up. Everything's level. And then if you need to, you can drop to your knees and then slowly bring yourself down. Okay? If you can do it in a plank, hold it up. Roll your elbows in, lower yourself down. And then once you're here, you can either do cobra, which is your hands are next to your chest, elbows are in towards your body, and you just press up a little bit. Some people can only get this high. Some people can come all the way up. The goal here is to keep your pelvic bone on the mat. It does not lift up. Or you can do upward facing dog, which is all the way up. Tops of your feet are on the mat, pushing up through the tops of your feet and lifting your body. So I'll show you that one sideways. You're like this. Move my feet up. You're up and like this. Everything's up. And you're going to pull your chest through the center of your arms. So, you know, you're up and you're coming up. All right. From there, we're going to go back into downward facing dog. And people here, they can hop to the front of the mat. They can step to the front of the mat. And if you can't do that, you can walk your feet to the top of the mat. And then from here, we're going to go into a ragdoll, which is just basically a hanging pose. Slight bend to the knees, just as far as you can go. Drop your head. And then we're going to roll up, bring our hands all the way up into lightning pose. So your hands are up, and you're pushing up, 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 lifting everything, everything's up. Then from there, we're going to kick out our left hip, and we're going to bring ourselves over to the right. And of course, however far you can go. Back up to center, kick out the other hip, go to the left, back up straight, 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 looking up at your fingertips, and then just a baby back bend, you know, so for however far you can go. If it's just a little bit, that's great. If you can go further, that's great. And that's it. So, namaste. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and I'll see you in a minute for the flow.